Good afternoon, Patrick. And this
Yes,
is
good
Patrick
afternoon.
Foong, and he is Senior Executive Director for Chesterton International,
Right.
a real estate
It's a real estate consultancy.
consultancy.
Yes.
Okay, right. Patrick, you were telling me just now about the unique services that you provide building owners and operators in the field of energy efficiency. Tell us why and what you're doing is unique.
Well, Chesterton is accredited as CORE, meaning that we actually provide these energy consultation services, of course, to the industry. We help the industry save energy by first, of course, carrying out an energy audit for them. And from there, we can better understand, help the owners better understand where the energy goes into. So from there, we can actually help them to optimize the use of the energy. In Singapore, we have energy scarce country. What we need best is to optimize it. And the best way is to understand where they have been used and how do we actually help them to cut down. And our approach is very unique because we help them to first understand where are the wastages, and then we will recommend a number of energy conservation measures in order of priority. In other words, some of them will be paid back faster, some will take longer. So based on the limited resources, we have to tell them, where should we approach. And we can also arrange financing for them so that the implementation cost is actually paid back from the savings actually achieved.
And you get a part of that savings?
We, of course, get paid back from the savings actually realized. And we make it very easy to adapt because they can part finance it, we can co-finance it, or we can fully finance it, or they can finance it, but we guarantee the savings. So to the owner, we guarantee the savings. Yes. In other words, if we guarantee that the savings will be realized in 4 years, and at the end of 4 years, you get back only 3/4, for example, then we'll top up the balance. So there's no loss to the owner, and we have to make sure that the engineering design and all that is accurate, of course, within the engineering limits. In order to be very confident to do that, we must thoroughly understand the plant operations, the equipment, and then we will recommend what is the best solution. Every owner will have different plants and facilities, different operating schedules, and what we need is using our experience, because we have audited hundreds of buildings, so every building will be different from each other.
Patrick, what you just described isn't exactly new, right? So what is new in today's market that you're coming on and people actually are listening to what you're doing? Mm-hmm. Why is this different from, say, 10 years ago?
10 years ago, you may not have all the technologies. A lot of technologies developed through R&D, they may not be commercialized then. Now there are a lot of technologies available, but the challenge is how do we integrate these technologies to give you a unique solution. For example, if somebody wants to, for example, save electrical energy, and he looks at just a portion of the whole equation. Now, at the end of the day, you may not reap the savings entirely. Let me give you an example. In a big plant where you have, for example, a chiller plant supplying air conditioning system, 2 chillers that are running at 75%, for example, right? Though not the most efficient. If you do some savings somewhere, the chillers will run at probably 65. Now, the savings that you get from your initiative, right, will be offset by the reduction in the performance of the chillers, and the whole savings go to the drain. So in other words, if you do an audit of a plant, you have to look at it in totality, from every angle, from the building envelope, the plant and equipment, and then you enunciate the appropriate strategies, right, to save. And you need, therefore, specialists to come in. In any building, designers will, based on the codes of practices or best practices, to design a building, but they do not know what is ultimate operation. Say, as time when a new building is being built and subsequently occupied, tenancies changes, occupancy changes, usage changes. So over time, you need people to come in and help you to optimize it. Plants and facilities managers are too busy handling your tenants, doing your day-to-day routine. And the biggest challenge is they may not have the experience to implement the change, because if you implement the change wrongly, you get punished. I mean, but if you realize the savings, this is part of your job.
Yep.
So that's why you need specialists to come in, and you do not have the risk and
And
exposure.
of course, 10 years ago, oil was $10 and today is $100.
Today is $100, and maybe go up to 150, 200, right? It's going to go up and then going to come down, unless there's serious breakthrough in technology like solar, for example. You know.
Sure.
Now, when the price keeps going up, then you have to have an alternative.
Now, Singapore looks like a small market, or is it a big market? Is Singapore a good market for your kind of services?
Singapore is a very good starting point, because there are many buildings which are already aging, and it's a good platform for us to move into regionally.
Give me an idea of the population of buildings that will meet your target or criteria for selling your kind of services.
There'll be a few thousand buildings, especially commercial buildings, which has got central chill water plants, and they will be the best candidate to start off with.
Inefficient.
They are generally, I would say, inefficient, and you can actually get 10 to 30% savings out of them.
Quite easily.
Quite easily, yes. But of course, I must qualify, you know. I wouldn't say that any building you go into, it gives you a 30 or 50%. Because just like a wet cloth, you know, you wring it one time, you've got a lot of water. But if you've done it 2 or 3 times, then you need more pressure to wring out the water, which means you need to put in more investment, more energy to do it.
The role of government. With $100 oil, all governments are worried about energy costs. How is the Singapore government supporting initiatives provided by companies like yours?
The government has launched a lot of green initiatives through the National Environmental Agency. For example, if you engage an accredited ESCO to carry out energy audit for you.
And ESCO is?
It's an energy services company, which is accredited by the Energy Sustainable Unit of the NUS, National University of Singapore. You will get an accredited ESCO to do an energy audit for your premises. Then you can claim up to 50% of the energy audit fee from the government. So this is a very good incentive for people to engage in ESCO.
How many ESCOs are there in Singapore?
At present, I think there are about 18 ESCOs. And in terms of key qualified personnel, there are about 28.
Yeah. Now, Chesterton is not an engineering firm. So what is the value that you bring to the picture? Because a lot of your potential clients will say, hang on, you're not expert, so to speak,
right,
but you must claim some kind of expertise.
Sure.
So what is your winning feature?
Right. Chesterton has been is a 200-year-old company. It specializes in property consultancy, but one of its arm is the engineering arm, which I head. This is the Energy Services and Facilities Management arm, and we have been in this energy management business for the past 5 years. Of course, he has got the correct setup, because our shareholders are many of the Hong Kong tycoons, which holds the Suntec Investment Group. So financially, we are very strong. Technically, we have we have 2 KQPs. We have got all the engineering support.
What's a KQP?
A key qualified person. So you have to be a key qualified person in order that you can carry out energy audit, supervise and proper energy audit. So we are fully accredited by the NEA, ESU, because we have the engineering expertise and the track record and experience. And in fact, we are the first company to do this Suntec City, which is one of the biggest central chill water plants, and we have successfully completed it, saving them about 12%. A very conservative figure, because we didn't change any major plant of equipment, basically to optimize, and we saved them more than 12%.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other thing now. What about Jurong Island? Are you active on Jurong Island?
We have not gone into Jurong Island yet, because we are now staffing up resources, because we have got so many orders as far as just buildings, auditing buildings are concerned.
Commercial buildings?
Yes. In fact, we started the pilot project with the government on the MOM building. We are currently...
MOM is? Ministry
of Manpower building, yeah. We are currently doing a retrofit of their plant and equipment. So this project is going to save them at least 20% energy.
Okay. Yeah. Patrick, thanks so much for your knowledge and your sharing this information with us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.